complex, but in a nutshell, with the support of more than 500 of the 550 or so schools who returned motions to support the application for protected action ballots, we filed an application. That is, we asked permission of the Fair Work Commission to have a ballot of our members as to whether or not they wanted to take any form of action. Now, that in itself was a bit bizarre, but that's what we did. What did the Catholic employers do? They went down and objected. We had a hearing, or an initial hearing, a week or so ago. They asked for more time. The Commission has granted them more time. We're not thrilled about that, but we abide by the law and the decisions of the Commission, and the Commission has given them till the 29th of the month, when it will hear the matter again. So at this stage, we don't have permission to hold a ballot on whether or not you can take protected action. So it would appear that if we are successful, and if the Commission does make a decision on the 29th, then the process of having that ballot can commence after that. On the other hand, the Commission may delay it further, may give a ruling against us. We'll have to consider our options then.
Okay, well, I think we're getting to the end. So I've got a final question about some working conditions. It's from Alison on the Facebook page. Is there a limit on the amount of hours spent on meetings and PD per year that we're expected to attend as a teacher?
Well, this is another one of the issues that we have been discussing with individual dioceses. Our view is that there are all sorts of things that happen in schools that do require meetings, staff meetings and various other things. We have, in quite a number of dioceses, been able to limit that to the equivalent of 10 hours per term, so 1 hour a week, in many of those dioceses. In other cases, there's been a difference between the number of hours that primary and secondary teachers have had to attend, and what we are saying is that those meetings should be limited to 10 hours for primary and secondary. In some cases, dioceses have agreed with that. In other cases, they've put a compromise position, and I think in at least one case we just don't have an answer. But they're the sort of school-type meetings. This is not putting a limit on whether or not parent-teacher interviews and the like can happen. Those sorts of things are quite separate. But some people seem to enjoy meetings for their own sake. Look, I remember from my 20 years of teaching, there were some meetings that really could have been done with a memo, and there were other meetings where I felt that I was being simply read a memo, which I'm eminently capable of reading for myself, and wondered why I had to be in a room with someone reading this to me. They are unfortunately not, in all cases, productive exchanges of ideas about pedagogy, about structures within the school, about meeting kids' learning needs. They are essentially a waste of time. That doesn't mean that all meetings are a waste of time. It is simply that if you have a nice limit of the equivalent of an hour a week, it focuses people's attention on making that hour very productive.
Okay, a quick one. Is there a simple way to resolve this?
Yeah, and I think I've touched on it. If Catholic employers say, okay, give us your reasons for wanting this change. So actually ask the fundamental question rather than simply say, oh God, the union wants to change to something, this must be terrible. Employers want changes to all sorts of things. Australian society changes, things change. So ask us, why do we want the change? We will tell them. Surely they would say, well, hang on, we have always said, and Catholic social teaching actually says, arbitration is a really good thing. In having a bit of a look through this, I discovered that the Archbishop or Cardinal Moran, in the early days of the Great Australian Nation, was instrumental in influencing the Labor government in 1904 to introduce the Conciliation and Arbitration Act, because the Catholic Church saw this as an excellent way of avoiding unnecessarily industrial disputes and bringing them to a head. Apparently, we've moved on from there, and we can't have such a thing. But the simple solution, let's have that discussion, let's have an agreement around that. It is not a major change. It simply means either side can refer the matter to arbitration. They can refer a matter to arbitration if they think we're wrong. but simply let's not have a situation where one side can decide they're not having an umpire. Then we can get on with the business of fixing up these outstanding matters, move to consolidate an agreement, let's have a vote, let's get the back pay flowing. It's really simple. Just requires goodwill, and we have plenty of that.
Okay. Thanks, John. Well, that's all we have time for today.
Thank you, Megan.
Thank you, John, for being here to answer the members' questions. Yeah. Hopefully, we have addressed some of the issues that you've raised about the dispute with CCER, but if you still have any questions, please don't hesitate to get in contact. You can reach out to us over Facebook and email us at ieu@ieu.asn.au or call us on 8202 8900.
And our regional members know the toll-free number.
Thank you.